You can't really measure that.
Well, you can, but science won't acknowledge its presence, so, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But Wilhelm Reich modified a Gauss meter to find his energy.
Uh-huh.
A Geiger counter will sense it. A Geiger counter senses deadly orgone radiation. It also senses healthy orgone the same way, so you can't tell whether it's a good or bad thing. But regular electromagnetic radiation won't set off a Geiger counter, but radioactive material will. See how it works?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, when Wilhelm Reich introduced this new concept back in the 40s, well, back in the 30s actually, late 30s, Einstein was very excited about it. And then all of a sudden, apparently Einstein figured out that this threatened the popular science paradigm, so he started blackballing Wilhelm Reich. By 1957, he was killed. He was imprisoned, railroaded into prison in 55, I think, and then murdered.
Reich. Wilhelm Reich.
Yeah.
He was
and you know what? You're starting to hear about him on the web now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still, they're mainly trying to discredit him. And they burned his books in 1955.
My goodness.
Public book burning in America, 1955.
That's the old, so it's the same kind of Tesla story, huh?
Well, they never treated Tesla that badly, but they did cut him off from all the corporate funding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Folks, if you have a question, we have about 20 minutes remaining. I know you're out there because my computer doesn't lie. 888-663-6386. 888-663-6386. Yes, sir?
Your guests sound very interesting, too.
What's that?
The guests you talked about this week, they sound very...
Oh, yeah. We have some cool people. We're on the air every night, 7 to 8. What kind of precautions do all of us have to take when we start killing things with zappers or whatever, with our kidney and our liver and stuff like that? Talk a little bit about that.
Well, as I said, it's impossible to harm yourself with any of these devices. But there's a product called Chembuster, which our associate, Dr. William von Peters, developed 5 years ago, that will tone the liver, kidney, and spleen for the people I mentioned who are chronically sick, who can't move that poisonous material out of their body efficiently. So
wow.
This little elixir, which is only $15.
Yeah, I saw it on your website, yeah.
Okay, we sell it, but he sells it on chembuster.us. And I prefer people get it from him.
Okay. Chembuster.us.
Yeah.
And it keeps the liver and kidneys moving?
It tones the liver, kidneys, and spleen. See, the problem with the chemtrails was it damaged people's vital organs. That was apparently the purpose of it. The biological weaponry and the chemtrails apparently was designed to damage people's immune response so that phase 2, which never happened, to kill them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are they still doing that, Don Croft?
Well, they're still spraying this stuff, but it's not making anybody sick anymore because there are thousands and thousands of organite cloudbusters out there. In every country where they're spraying this stuff, there are organite cloudbusters.
What do you mean cloudbusters? Yeah,
if you see, we don't put that on our website, but we have another site called ethericwarriors.com where we document this stuff.
What's the website?
Etheric.
Warriors.com. You guys are up to all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, it's a forum. There are several other forums: French, German, Italian, Finnish. And
people can actually neutralize what they're doing with the chemtrails.
Yeah, it destroys the stuff in the air so that it never reaches the ground.
That's amazing. Don, tell folks listening what chemtrails are.
Nobody knows exactly what they are because it's a military secret. But there are biological weapons in there. There's some radiological weaponry. And they used to make a lot of people sick, and now they don't anymore. But if you do a search on it, you'll get some information, and you'll get a lot of disinformation.
Yeah. Who would be... I've been trying to find somebody to have on who's a real expert on chemtrails. Who should I look for? Do you know?
Len Horowitz.
Yeah, I know Len. I've had him on before.
Okay, he's done a lot of the research on the stuff that's in there based on samples that have been gathered on the ground.
Wasn't there a fellow that wrote some books? Was it Thomas?
What's that?
John Thomas, wasn't there a fellow that wrote some books on it?
Oh, yeah, you know what? He used to be pretty good. He even promoted Cloudbusters in his last book, and then all of a sudden he turned against it, and all those books disappeared.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he disappeared for a few days before that.
Oh,
William
boy.
Thomas?
John Thomas?
Richard Thomas, William Thomas,
Something.
I forgot his name.
So maybe something happened to him, huh?
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing, that the CIA, people like that, they use extortion if they can't get to you.
Yeah.
They'll often resort to extortion, say, we're going to kill your kids. Or,
Sure.
Yeah.
Happens all the
who
time.
can blame anybody for,
Yeah.
caving in? I don't blame anybody.
They've kept a lot of people out of the presidency like that, and that's the way it works,
Well, that's a fact.
It's a
Yeah,
fact.
there are ways to fight back, though.
Yeah, well, we're working on it a little bit at a time, right? We're just kind of staying healthy here.
Specifically, if you go to donebydooney.com.
What's the name?
Donebydooney.
Gun by Dooney?
Uh-huh.
D-U-N-I?
D-O-N-E.
D-O-N-E.
By, B-Y. D-O-O-N-E-Y. That's our friend Dooney. We compile techniques based on some international efforts we have on how to fight back when the Psy-Corps goes after you, or it's the CIA or the FBI or the NSA, KGB, MI6, Mossad.
Wow.
Yeah, no, there's ways to fight these guys back effectively in the etheric realm, which is the most important one.
In the etheric realm. Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, no, the physical realm is secondary.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. So, but that site has good information that you can apply.
Yeah, now spell that again?
Spelled done by Dooney?
Yeah.
Okay. DONEBYDOONEY.com.
D like in dog, Dooney?
Yeah.
Done by Dooney.
Yeah.
That's great.
Because Dooney did it, yeah.
Dooney did it. That's so great. Done by Dooney. It's interesting. Like the classes, not classes, but the shows we've been doing on the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, and all of that.
Yeah.
Man, it's amazing. These guys are in the trenches, and they know more about the law and how this stuff works than any lawyer, right? I mean, they study it day in and day out.
Oh yeah.
But they're really getting to the point where they're having some great success with a very simple concept. And it's almost like the Gandhi approach, where you don't really fight these people. You kind of treat them with respect, and you say to the judges or whoever, say, I don't really understand this. I'm not an attorney, and I'm trying to understand how this could be true. And can you show me? Because I'd be happy to pay my taxes if you could show me where the law is, man.
Yeah, right. Show me the law.
Show me the law. I'll pay because I'd love to pay. And see the jury, they just love this. They'll go, oh yeah, well this guy's, he's not a crook here. And there's people that are getting out of like income taxes because that's the way they do it because there is no law,
Well, these corporations that pretend to govern us are in power only because majority of people aren't aware that they're not government.
That's exactly right. They're not government. Yeah, they're just...
Yeah, and also, centralized government is the evil in the world. We have to decentralize government, or else this won't stop.
Well, if you look in the Federalist Papers, and if you see that show that's on HBO, which I don't have HBO, but I hear it's good, Thomas Paine, that's just what they argued about for a long time, whether or not the states' rights or central government. And that was the whole deal. That was the whole thing was about that.
And where's the debate? Every state's a country.
Every state's a country.
So where's the debate, right?
There is no debate. These guys have no jurisdiction. The government has no jurisdiction over states.
Yeah, that's right.
But they've been just doing it for so long that people kind of say, oh, well, sure, the government says do this, you do it.
Well, listen, it's a lot better now than it was in the 30s when they gave away everything. Our grandparents gave them everything they wanted and never objected.
Oh, I know.
My God.
It's just unbelievable. But
it's actually better now.
But what's exciting is that you and I and all of us and those of you listening, we decided to incarnate at this time for a reason, right? I don't believe in any accidents. So this isn't a very exciting time for us to be here because every time they, the boys or whatever you want to call them, put up something, it's just like a chess match, right? Then you just come up with a counter move. That's all. And you just stay out of their way, man, and stay healthy. And then good will always overcome evil, I guess.
Gandhi's technique worked in India. I think when Martin Luther King tried them, they didn't work as well here because, India is an older culture with